All right. Hello, hello, hello. And welcome to Ixion. How's everybody doing? How am I doing? I'm looking like I need more light here. All right. So, we're trying to, well, not trying out, we're playing Ixion today. A very beloved game of mine. I absolutely love this game. If you're not familiar with it, it is a colony builder in space, kind of inspired by Frostpunk. That's what the developers themselves have described it as, and it is very much like that. It's like Frostpunk in the sense that it's like a colony builder, but you're always in crisis. So that's kind of the situation we're in here. I've played this game a lot. And I figured it just recently got ported to consoles, so I thought we'd give the prologue and chapter 1 a go and basically kind of show what a very good first sector build is, first sector layout. That's kind of what a lot of the game comes down to. You have these sectors, you have a limited amount of building space. You want to build as efficiently as you can in each sector, because as you open more sectors, you need more resources. And so you want to limit the number of resources you use by limiting the number of sectors you need. And so you need to build efficiently. All right. So let's give this a try. So some goals for this run. So start a new game. So I finished the game before on the default setting and seen the main ending. I've never completed it on the challenge mode and done the alternate ending. So this game has a story mode, and it is only story mode. There's no sandbox. And the story is fantastic. It's like the strongest part of the game, which is kind of funny for a colony builder that the story is so good. So we'll do the challenge mode. So yeah, our goals are complete the challenge mode and do the alternate ending. I won't say what the alternate ending is until we can get to that, but it won't be on this stream today. There's a cinematic scene at the beginning and at the end of the prologue, so I'll try not to talk through a lot of it because it's great. So let's do this. So a little bit of silence from me until this is done. Oh yeah, is my sound working?
Launch control, we are typing clearance for shuttle launch.
There we go, it is.
Initiate Stanford protocol.
Clear procedures, check. Guidance go.
Okay, Argo is online.
Attested safety protocol, check.
Launch control to EMB Charon. All systems are go.
Launch is imminent. Personnel are instructed to evacuate.
This game is largely about what happens when you give space travel to private companies. The company in this game is Dolos. As you see... Oh, nope, you can't see my mouse right now. Now, there aren't a lot of cinematic scenes in this game, but there's a big one at the very beginning here, and at the end of the prologue there's a very, very important one that kind of sets up the rest of the story.
Launch sequence complete. EMB Charon heading for low Earth orbit. Transferring data to inner heaven.
Space garbage. And there's our ship, the Tycoon. Ixion.
EMB Sharon, you have been assigned to Tycoon Docking Bay.
Now there's some dialogue at the beginning here, so I'll try not to talk through a lot of it, but we're going to be setting up the beginnings of our sector,
Welcome
so
on board, passengers.
I'll do my best not to talk over them, but they do give you a bit of story.
Shuttle EMV Sharon is now docked.
And there's our Hal, I mean
Sector 1,
Eden.
empowered and
Although,
pressurized.
that's not a
Much
spoiler.
decontamination protocol
Eden is great.
online. Disembarkation authorized. Message to crew members. Welcome on board the Tycoon, property of Dolus Aerospace Engineering Corporation. You will soon be given your assignments, but until then,
And here's our
please
little
continue
ants
to wait
moving
near the
around,
docking
slash
bay.
people.
We hope you have a productive voyage, and would like to thank you for your contribution towards humanity's future. Administrator, I am Eden, the personal assistant installed on board the Tycoon. In accordance with the Munchie Protocol,
Oops.
I have been designed to take into consideration your complete psychological profile so that I may more accurately respond to any needs you may have.
Okay,
My
great.
primary purpose is to ensure the Tycoon's automated systems function efficiently.
She's very chatty.
I will keep track of the tasks that are necessary.
I'm the one
for
that's
you
supposed to be
fulfill
chatty
your
here, Eden.
prerogative of reaching Proxima Centauri and carrying out field research, mining operations, manufacturing protocols, and Dolos colonization tests.
Okay. So let's pause it for a second. So basically the way this game is set up, so there are 6 sectors on the ship. You start out in Sector 1. You can see here, when you open up the road thing, so you can see the grid. You have a limited amount of build space. And so you want to build as much as you can in a sector. And later on in the game, not in the prologue, well, maybe when we get to Chapter 1, you can open up other sectors, but there's certain reasons why it'll require more resources. But to start, we want to build as efficiently as we can in this sector. Something to keep in mind while we build. When you put buildings down, if you need to demolish them, you get the full cost of their resources back, so you don't lose any resources by building something and taking it down. The game is designed that you're supposed to be doing that. Roads don't cost any resources, so we can put as many of them as you want. But again, this is about building efficiently, so you don't want to stock up roads because you're taking away build space. Now, first thing we have to do is we have to put down a workshop. The workshop is basically what lets the machines to build things. Now, you can build, there's certain things you can build on the wall, which allow you to use like the outside space, but around these sector marks here, yeah, we don't have anything to show it yet, but you can't build anything that goes out. So it's pretty good to put buildings on this wall here, since you can't put stuff like a docking bay here. So we're going to start off by putting our workshop here. And you get that, to start, you get that for free. You get your first stockpile for free. So we'll put that. And you got to put a road to it. And then we're going to collect these resources. The biggest one are these alloys. So we'll make our first one an alloy. And as this road builds up, we'll be able to start collecting these. Whenever you open up a sector, it has some random resources laying around. We want to put our next stockpile over here, but we're going to wait until... We can't build it until we get rid of this thing right here. I believe, right? Can we? Oh, no, we can now. Okay, we just can't... I don't think we can get a road there. Yeah, it's obstructed. So we'll unpause and listen to what more people have to say while this builds up. But I'll start clicking these things to start collecting resources.
Administrator,
This guy who's got to eat
I wanted
during
to
his
introduce
dialogue.
you to your first tasks personally. I'm Dolos' cryonics lead, Marduk council member Giovanni Battista. So,
Gross, dude.
let's see. Your first objective will be to begin setting up essential infrastructure aboard the Tycoon, meeting the environmental conditions that are required to support your crew. Having laid these foundations, you will then oversee the installation of the Vol engine and perform.
So we're going to build
test
more
run
roads to
Proxima
connect these
Centauri.
resources so that we can
On
collect
arrival,
them and
your
clear
research teams
the
will
building
carry out a
space.
brief survey of local space, gather a few rock and coal dust samples, fire up the colonization protocol, begin building the foundations for mankind's future, yada yada yada. And then you'll come back. Now, in order to achieve this, you'll need to familiarize yourself with the Tycoon's core functions. It's no big deal. There's the production.
Now, this can only hold 100 resources, so we want to build, we want to clear things starting here, and here, and then here. We don't need to clear these yet, because we want to clear this building
Everything
space.
needed to establish scientific advancement and harmonious autonomy on board the Tycoon following the first test of its Vol engine. Eden's gonna display and keep track of your main objectives. Oh, and Administrator, don't let the position go to your head. Veneer has insisted to center Dolos's focus
So we
on
need
the
2
Tycoon.
more of these guys,
But this
one
mission
to be for
is
food.
just in preparation for our next project, the Protagoras.
So this
The
one was
Marduk
free,
Council worked
but
damn
now
hard to pull
stockpiles
this
cost
mission together ahead of schedule.
10 alloys
so,
each.
toe the line, do as you're told, and bring the Tycoon back in one piece. Leave the grand gestures and saving of mankind from ecosystemic destruction to us, okay? One last word of advice.
Then we need
We don't all
an
think
infirmary.
like Veneer Dolos. As of yet,
And so
no
you can
human
see the
law has
arrows
been
there.
officially established amongst the
That's
stars.
where we connect it to a
That
road.
sounds
We want
like
to
an
connect it
opportunity
here.
knocking to me.
And yeah, we can't build the mess hall yet.
Administrator, I have established a connection with Dolus's lead data scientist, Emma Klein.
Administrator, Mr. Dolos has made it abundantly clear when it comes to security. Given the importance of the Tycoon, we must
Alright,
have
this one will be
full
food.
control over what is happening inside
So
the
let's start
station.
collecting that.
My name is Emma Klein, Dolos' lead data scientist and member of the Marduk Council.
Now,
My
I said we're not
department has
collecting
just
these
completed
resources
final
first, but food we'll
synchronization
take because we're going to
between
need the
Eden and our
food.
data
It's mainly the
treatment
alloys you
the
want to
DLS.
strategically
The DLS,
collect.
or data listening system, is capable of scanning, recording, and parsing exchanges of any kind. The DLS programming that
And you
is
see
a
we're
part
getting
of
rid
Eden
of
will
roads
filter
as we don't
all
need
data
them anymore
collected
to
and
open up
bring
the
to your
building
attention
space.
only the most relevant information. It will
Alright,
also
so
provide
this
you
one
with a
will
condensed
be,
overview
what do
of
they
any
call them,
situations
polymers.
that may arise,
So we're going to
and
need that,
formulate
and we can
potential
clear
future
this out.
outcomes. It will permit you to give direct orders without having to go through additional unnecessary paperwork. Eden will then
Now,
take care of everything
we can-
via their DLS accreditation.
we can start
As is
building
often the case
housing.
with tools produced by my
So you can
department.
see
I think
here,
you'll find that once you
we have
start using the
85
DLS,
population,
you'll
but a
never
housing
need to
capacity of
do
0.
that. Oh,
This
and
whole
before I let you
strip
go
right here
ahead
is
and
going to
start
be
writing
housing.
history, Dr.
Mainly
Munchie,
because
our
the way
lead
that this
medical
sets up,
expert,
this
wanted me to
is
bring to
the
your
perfect
attention
amount
the
of
possible
space
side
to
effects of
later
Volgen.
build cell
Plus,
housing on
there's
the
a
wall.
correlation
It
between
takes 2
prolonged
spaces,
space
so we're going to
travel
build
and
a
the
road
development of early onset dementia.
like
He
this
believes that a Volgen has the potential
to leave space
accelerate this
open.
process,
Oh yeah,
although
and
this
you
is yet
want
to
to
be proven.
get rid of that. Now it's the perfect amount of
recommendation is
space,
for you to
and then we'll build
immediately
crew
send any
quarters
crew members that
around
are
here.
exhibiting
And so basically we're going to end up building crew
uncharacteristic or
quarters
symptomatic
all the way
behavior
down
to an
this
infirmary,
section here.
as these facilities are
These
equipped to treat
hold
the mind
15
as well as
people,
the body.
and we
Remember
need
that
to
all of your
house
actions
85,
and
so we
choices
got
are
a few to
being
build.
recorded by Eden. We are not affiliated with any national or even
Now in this
international
prologue,
organization.
alloys
The
are
only people that you
kind
are
of sparse,
answerable to are those
so you
of us
want
who
to
sit
you don't
on
want
the
to just
Marduk
build,
Council,
you
who
know, all
represent the
willy-nilly.
collective
You
interests
do have
and
to
ambitions of the company.
build what is needed.
Administrator, a new request awaits your attention.
Here we go. Administrator, Tycoon crew members are currently unable to access food supplies. Nyakan protocols direct the construction of a mess hall. This building is designed to distribute food from our stockpiles to the crew. Guaranteeing access to food supplies would reaffirm your competency as an administrator. So you get these things sometimes, and oh well, this isn't one of them, but you have trust. If your trust gets to 0, they boot you out the airlock. So you got to keep trust high. Hull integrity is something that won't matter in the prologue here, but once we get to chapter 1, it will. So we have to build a mess hall so that people can eat. And we're going to put that right here. You see it matches up perfectly right here. And then we're going to build a road down here. Now, we have enough here to build... The first thing we want to build in our docking bay is a cargo ship. Because... Here's space. Blah, blah, blah. So we have this ship here. They're going to tell us about it in a moment. The Urshanabi, they're donating food to us every so often. And so we need that cargo ship to go get it. Alright, let's clear this out. And so what our actual road is going to be, we're going to keep this... oh yeah, let me remind myself here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2... Oh yeah, no, hold on. So one thing that's nice about this, you can pre-set up what you're going to build. So let's pause. We're going to put another docking bay over here. So we can pre-set it up. What you do is you pause it, turn the power off. You don't need to turn the power off, actually, but just hit pause, and they won't construct it. But you can leave it there to start spacing out what you're going to build. Because I want our roads. And so the reason why we go down like this is because you can see the entrances to the next sector. Eventually, when we open the next sector, this will allow an entry point for resources to travel between the sectors. So we'll leave that there, just to keep it all spaced out. So we want to get that done. Now, down here, these are, so you can see the conditions. Right now they're optimal. We're looking at the workers. So you see their workers are required for this sector. We need 36. Workers that are available, 84. So we have a lot of workers to use. As you start requiring more workers than there are, the conditions will go down because people are overworked. And then this is the happiness. Right now we're at plus 11 because it's the prologue, but it's not going to stay like that. Alright, so we can clear that out. We can clear this out and this. Okay, so our cargo ship is done. It's called the Wallow. So it's going to collect food. Since we only have one for right now, we'll just put it all like this. But eventually we're going to prioritize this stuff. And so what you can do is a solid box is first priority. This is a second priority. This is the third priority. And then this is don't go after these resources. We only have one. We'll do all of this. It's mainly just collecting that. And you can see it collected the food from that ship. And now it's brought it over. But eventually we're going to start building our own food.
I have an incoming transmission from Marduk Council member Henry Bargeville.
The Frenchiest Frenchman that ever Frenched.
Bonjour, Administrator. What a wonderful day to embrace our fate, don't you think? I am Henri Bargeville, writer, philosopher, lobbyist, but most of all member of the Marduk Council. I have taken the liberty of personally arranging an exchange out of courtesy with the Oceanabi, a ship in high orbit belonging to one
So
of
that's
our
the ship
commercial
right
allies,
next to us
the
that
Ashtongites. Even so, they are a small
getting food from.
organization. The Ashtongites are important partners who share the same pragmatic, moralistic.
So remember that name, the
Ashtongites?
Ashtangites? They're going to be important later on. They're
They're
basically like a kind of religious cult.
Exclusive trade partner of the Tycoon, we will demonstrate to our long-term
Oh, we can
allies
take
that
this.
Dolos wishes
We're
for
now
them
going to build a
share
science ship.
success.
That'll be the next one to
Please
build.
assign a cargo ship so that we can check the trade routines. Administrator,
Ah, we got room
trust
here.
in genetic connections.
So now we're going to build a tech lab so we can start tackling the tech tree. And we'll put it right here. We'll take that. Alright. So let's just clear all this out, because what we're eventually going to need is this. Well, let's wait till this clears up. So yeah, let's stop harvesting this just so we can get this done, finish the road, and then get rid of this road right here. And we can build more crew quarters. Now something else to keep an eye on. Oh yeah, and we'll take this because we need this build space right here. Administrator, some crew members are lacking quarters. During human history, unnecessary homelessness has always been an indicator of civilizational decay. Do not reproduce humanity's basic mistakes aboard the Tycoon. So these are the promises you can make. You can make the promise, and if you can do it, trust will boost up. If you don't think you can do it, don't promise it, because trust will go down. And you don't always have to do it, but this one will be easy for us to do. So there it is. Yeah, the red ones here are promises. Now up here, this is the amount of power we're using. So we have a total of 60 power points, I guess you can call them, that we can use. And right now we're only using 37. But, you know, that will change. So we can't do anything yet because we need to discover the EVA airlock. But something that's just cool is to look at the Tycoon's exterior here. These are usually the best graphics in the game. So you can see here Earth. And I think you can see the moon fairly close. Forget where it is. No? Can you not? No. Well, we'll see it eventually. And then this is the whole solar system. So these mean that these are things we can research and do stuff at. So once we get our science ship, that's building right there, we can start sending them out. These ships do take a crew. Let's see, where do you see that? Yeah, so you can see the cargo ship takes a crew of 1. This one will take a crew of 5. So this should go away soon. Ah, that went away. So let's build one more crew. And so you can see they take 15 each. That's 30, 60, a capacity of 90. So that's all we're going to need for now. Eventually we'll start needing more, but not at the moment. Let's build our road. Let's start harvesting that. And let's get rid of these roads now. So we're going to be building in those spaces. Alright, we made a science ship. So now, the Newton. We're going to send our science ship to the moon. It's going to get there really quick, so we'll just stay on this view. You can also speed the game up.
A science ship has arrived at its destination.
The base is out of commission. Auxiliary systems are operational and could be used to restore power. We have reached the UN base. It is abandoned and depressurized. The surveillance system is still operational, awaiting orders. So this over here tells you the amount of time it's going to take to do whatever the order is. But let's exploit the security vulnerability first. So they're going to do that. And you can see how long it's going to take them up here. But the ship will also alert you when it's done. So let's start collecting all of that stuff. We might as well just build this road, because we're going to use a road all the way down this way. Alright, let's speed up a little bit. Alright, we've got our tech lab. So now we can look at the tech tree.
A science ship team has completed.
So first thing we want to do is the probe launcher. Usually it's either the EVA airlock or the probe launcher. You really need both of them. But the probe launcher will let us find everything else in the... Well, find something important we need. So we're going to research that. Now, there's different levels of tech, so you can't start researching this next level until you've researched everything in here. Oh, actually, no. Pause that. I forgot. No, the insect farm. This is actually the... I always say this is the first thing you want to do, because you want to start making your own food. I want to have as much food saved up as we can before we move on to the next chapter. Oh, and so we're done at the moon base thing. We hacked into the main computer systems as you ordered and retrieved several relevant research papers and data sets. So we've gotten 10 tech points. Now dismantle the base. So when it's done dismantling the base, it'll collect these 10 tech points. When we're researching, you can see we need to get 30 tech points to unlock this thing. Now, our tech lab currently accumulates 1 tech point every 30 cycles, which is awful. You can't rely on that to really do anything. So eventually we'll be able to upgrade that, but for now we can't. When you click on a building, you can see the amount of power it takes and the amount of workers it takes. You can always turn off a building to save the power and the workers. So let's speed up here. So let's see, what's the footprint here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh yeah, okay. So let's stop harvesting there and let's take that. Because we're going to need this build space for our insect farm. Now, what's nice about the prologue is when after the prologue, the hull starts to deteriorate. In the prologue, it doesn't. So you can take your time in the prologue, and you should. Don't rush the prologue because you really want to set yourself up for when you go off and really start the story. The base has been dismantled. Although most equipment was damaged, we were able to prepare some usable resources for extraction. So we can collect 30 alloys from here that our cargo ship will come and get, and then our science ship will collect the 90 tech points. So you can see our cargo ship heading over there. Now, so here's the thing I was talking about before. So this stockpile is currently full. It can only hold 100. So we're not collecting anything more here. So we need to use more of these in order to open that stuff. So why don't we just, so we can clear that space out, make another stockpile, because we're going to need it. So the basic premise of where we are in the story right now, we have this ship called the Tycoon. Hey, wait, where did it... Oh, it got those. Okay. The basic premise here is we have this ship, the Tycoon, and it has this engine called the Vol engine. Oh, Insect Farm has been unlocked. So now let's go after the prologue. So our ship is going to do a test of the Vol engine, and the Vol engine is in preparation for the Ixion engine. So our ship, when we're ready to go, we're going to take a faster than light jump to Proxima Centauri, collect some samples of stuff, and then come back. And so it's supposed to be a big, you know, Apple style release tech demo. We're basically a tech demo here. Now we'll do this transmission in a second. You can see, so here's the problem. I got to collect those resources in order to put this here, which is kind of annoying.
Greetings, Administrator. I'm Dr. Abhinav Muchi, Dolo's expert
So,
in compartmentalism and
we'll build
medicine,
another one of
and a
these.
member of the Marduk Council. I'm glad to find you.
We can just turn it off
even
when it's
in
done.
this digital manner. Your psychological test results were quite impressive. My friend and colleague Philip Stanford, couldn't be here today. So I will take the role of introducing you to the final stages of the Vol engine integration. Before we get into that, however, we would like you to complete the testing station's exploration and enhancement capabilities. You'll then be able to begin researching the EVA airlock and assess its compatibility with the Tycoon's core systems. I hope that the work of our team will ensure that you're equipped to deal with most situations you encounter up there.
I'm
Before I leave
sure
you,
it will.
Stanford would like me to remind you that space is a far less fanciful and forgiving
I keep
environment
forgetting
than
it's-
science fiction would have us believe. It would be wise to remember
Alright.
that.
Oh, we've got the probe launcher. Perfect. So let's build that. I'll put that down here. And now we can research the next thing we need, which is the EVA airlock. So the EVA airlock is a building that'll allow workers to go outside the ship and do repairs and build things and stuff. And this will take 90 alloys, so we'll definitely be able to get this out of the way. So we want to start... we want to get the insect farms up and running quickly so that they can just start accumulating food over time. But yeah, what's our science ship doing? So, okay, so our science ship standing by, it's done. So let's send them over to the next mission, which is Mars. You fly over to Mars. Now, the way the game works, you have these, so the stockpiles, and they have transporters. You can see these little red guys here. They have 5 each, so they're transporting materials. And so the game is also kind of about like efficiency. Like if there's a ton of stuff to build, building will kind of delay because you can only send 5 resources at a time. So only 5 alloys can be moved. And this includes when we start creating alloys. So transporting the alloys from the factory to there and moving them from here to a construction site. Right now everything is pretty simple because we're not building alloys and we have one thing being built, so all 5 of them can work here, but eventually we're going to have some stuff. Yeah, you can see here all 5 of them are bringing resources here, which is why this isn't going away, because they're not going over here to take these resources. So once they bring all of the resources here, they'll go and get this. And once all of the resources get here, then the workers of this building, the workshop, will come over and start building it. Alright, so let's see what Mars has to say. Mars scan report. The UN has established a facility on Mars. Its crew are currently lacking the materials required to repair a critical fault in their oxygen supply system. They have submitted an official request to Dolos for aid. So we can send them 20 alloys and they'll give us resources, or we can send them 10 alloys and 10 polymers and they'll give us research data. Alloys are scarce, so I'd rather take the research data. So see here now, we select which cargo ship we want to use, and it's going to go to our docking bay and collect these resources to bring it over. So you can see here, the stockpiles are bringing resources over, and once it has everything, it'll load the cargo ship up. So there's the cargo ship. It's now got 10 alloys. 10 of those in the stock of the docking bay, loads the ship up, and now the ship goes off. Let's start collecting that. Let's start building our first insect farm. Actually, we can build 2 of them if we get rid of this road, which we don't need anymore.
Administrator, a new request awaits your attention.
Oh, hold on. Actually, okay. Yes, so now we're over the number of workers, and they're pissed. Administrator, reports are being received relating to Barjaville-Clane optimization protocols on board the Tycoon. They indicate that crew members are being overworked. Although Dolos employment contracts make it clear that a high degree of flexibility is required, This situation is beginning to take its toll on morale. It would be pragmatic to deploy additional crew members or reduce the number of currently active workplaces. Always take the crew members. Request additional staff. So they're going to send us 20 additional crew. We need to house these people. So we need just one more. We have 5 vacant housing slots right now. And another crew quarters will have 15. Uh-oh. Oh, I forgot about power. Let's turn this off. That's what happens when you're at your power capacity. So remember I said up here, we have a total of 60 points we can use. Whoops. So when you go over power like that, you get a big drop in trust. So it's not good, but we can recover. Let's start building our second one here. We can have it start off. So, and let's have this auto build a probe. Probes cost 3 polymers. What we're gonna do, oh, hello Sloth Boy. How are you? Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for joining. Just doing a little beginning of Ixion here, a little bit of tutorial on the opening sector. What makes for a good opening sector? How are you doing today? So we're gonna send the probe off to discover something out in space here, and then we'll turn it off and start using our first insect farm. Oh, we discovered the EVA airlock. So the next thing we want is this is going to be all that we can really build. So this, we're going to start with the steel mill. We'll finish researching this in the next chapter because we're not going to get spoiler. We're not going to get enough tech points to finish this out. But we want to finish this as quickly as we can because this is what we'll use to actually start building alloys. So use that. Are you going to play Frostpunk 2? Yes, absolutely. So I'll be doing that, the regularly scheduled one tonight, starting at 8:30 Eastern. Lately I've been able to start maybe around 8:15 or something like that. So, but that's why I'm kind of doing Ixion. Ixion is a game inspired by Frostpunk. And it just recently got released on consoles. It's been on PC for a while. So I thought, what better morning stream on Frostpunk Fridays, Friday Night Frostpunk, than some afternoon Ixion. Okay, so now, the probes, you open this, you can open it up, and when you get close to something, you'll see it kind of hit the scanner here. There's no resources in the opening chapter, or the prologue, but eventually we'll start looking for resources, but these are points of interest, and there's going to be a few of those. There's one important one. Oh, and if it's a point of interest also related to story, it'll be that. So, let's, alright, so we're just going to regular point of interest to start. Let's find it. There we go. Ah, man, that is a good question. Yeah, what do you think they're going to add to Frostpunk 2 on Frostpunk 1's anniversary? I don't know. I mean, I think in general, they're probably going to release something similar to what they had done with Frostpunk 1. So it's like new like cities that you can play in with different objectives. And so I'm wondering if we're going to visit. I mean, I think there'll be some brand new cities for Frostpunk 2. But I think given the fact that it's the anniversary, we're probably going to have something that's a bit of a throwback to the first one, right? I think that there's still some of those locations from the first one that we haven't been able to visit yet. So I think they're probably going to do something like that. But they're also, you know, considering Frostpunk 2 didn't just rehash the first game and created something completely new, I have to believe that there's going to be something just completely brand new that we don't even know of yet, you know? But I think it's no accident they're releasing on Frostpunk 1's anniversary, so there's probably going to be something related to that, you would think. Yeah, come to console, right? That was part of the announcement they made. I think it's later in the year that it's coming. I forget exactly. They said like Q3, Q4. I think maybe it was Q4. Jeez, I keep forgetting about power. Oh, we can turn this off, this stockpile. We're not really using it.
Power restored.
Oh, it was summer. Oh, okay. Oh, good. I don't know why I had it in my mind that I was like, oh man, it's going to be a while. I guess, yeah, summer then. But that'll be good. Yeah, because I discovered Frostpunk 1 through console. I played it on my PS5, and that's what kind of got me into it. So it has a good console port. Oh, we got our Mars thing here. The oxygen supply system has been repaired, and the relationship between Dolos and our competitor has improved by 42%. These percentages are very random. You're not keeping track of percentage of relations. So it's just kind of funny. So this is going to collect science, and then we'll move it along. I think the way that they port it onto console, they do it so well. You know, sometimes it's like difficult, especially with these colony builders, to think like, oh, how could that work on a console? But they did Frostpunk very well. That's why I'm kind of curious. This game just got released on console. It's been out for like 3 years, I think now, and I'm kind of curious to see how it works on console. But I don't want to just buy the game again. Alright, so we're going to send... Oh, now we're going to send over here, because we'll see why. Alright, so I want to turn one of these guys on, but we don't have the power. So, oh, what am I doing? We have the EVA airlock. Why am I not building it? So let's turn that on. And we'll need 12... power for that. So for now we can turn off. Well, actually what we'll do is they have to build that, so let's just send one more probe out there and then we'll turn it off, because oh, that's right, yeah, so that's it. There's nothing else to discover out here. So the objective of this, so there's a very good story in here. So the objective right now, this is the prologue of the game. We are this ship, oops, sorry, the Ixion, or not the Ixion, the Tycoon, and we are testing a new engine called the Vol engine. And the Vol engine is a prototype for a better engine that's going to be called the Ixion for a different ship. So we're getting the ship prepared to put the Vol engine on and take a faster than light travel to Proxima Centauri, collect some samples, and then come back. But something is going to happen, and it's awesome and it's intense. So when this prologue ends, which is not very long, there'll be another cinematic scene, the last cinematic scene of the game. Well, actually, I think there's a cinematic at the very, very end of the game. But there's a really cool cinematic scene. And then you begin Chapter 1. And I can't really say what the main objective is without spoiling what's about to come. And so after we see this next cinematic scene, then we can talk about what the real objective of the game is. But the objective right now is just get the ship prepared, so complete these objectives until we can put attach the Vol engine to the ship. Ah, there we go. Oh, no, yeah. Okay, so we need to get 12. So we need to get down to 48. For now, we can turn that off. Oh, wait. Actually, no, we are going to need that to build more power. Yeah, we can probably just turn this off for now. Yeah, this game is just, it's really cool. The story in this game ends up being great, which is, I think, one of the best parts of the game.
Has arrived at its destination.
The game doesn't have a sandbox mode, which I find interesting, but yet, very oddly, yeah, exactly. Well, because we're going to see, so this is a private space company, and the next cinematic scene is going to be a message from their founder and CEO, who's very much a tech bro. And when you see that scene, I think you will... When you see the next cinematic scene, the name of the stream will be very blatantly obvious. Oh. What? I thought it said... Oh, yeah, that's right. We went over here. Warning. By proceeding beyond this point, you are breaching the terms of your contract with Dolos AEC. Further actions can and will result in summary dismissal. Naomi Protocol, create temporary easement, contact the station, Outer Hope. So this is something very important. If you don't do this, the rest of the game will be a little bit more difficult, so we're going to do this. Tycoon Station, this is MARTA Council member Rabia Nayakand. You are not authorized to interfere with Outer Hope. The purpose of this facility is to allow Dolos to continue with the development of its most highly classified projects, far away from the prying eyes of our competitors and the media conglomerates of Earth. Do you not realize that the whole world is watching you at this moment, and that your presence here could jeopardize this entire operation? I will be filing an official complaint with Veneer himself. That's our Elon. Unless, perhaps you can do something for me that may change your mind. Yeah, alright, so we'll send them some resources, because we do need this Naomi Protocol. So, our cargo ship is going to get ready for that. We can speed up a little bit here. Oh, and I am slacking on collecting resources. Let's start collecting. What am I doing? Oh yeah, I forgot to mention this. So the reason why they said, oh, this game is inspired by Frostpunk, it's like Frostpunk in the sense that once we get to Chapter 1 and through the rest of the game, it'll become more apparent. This is a game where you're always in crisis. So just like with Frostpunk, where, like, whenever you're like, oh, I think I've got everything situated, like, disaster strikes. And so that's this game. If you ever think you're good in this game, everything's about to go to hell. So it's like Frostpunk in that sense. Alright, so this is going to complete the road here. And so later on, once we get the cell housing, we'll be able to build 2 cell housing things over here. And this is the perfect amount of space to put more of these housing districts down here. So I always use one side of the sector as like my housing district of the sector.
A science ship team has completed a task.
Alright, good. Thank you, Administrator. Now leave, rude. I will ensure that Dolos issues a public statement that rationalizes our contact here at the edge of the solar system. I'll placate Veneer for now, but you'll need to explain your actions in due course. You might have heard we're working on the next iteration of the Tycoon, the Protagoras. The Tycoon operation must succeed if we are to achieve our goal of bringing humanity into a new era. Trust in genetic conatus. Self-similar space will reveal the pattern. And they gave us these resources for our troubles. Sounds great. Now, we can send the ship over to Saturn. Oh, stream is lagging. Thank you for the heads up. Boo, stream. See, I never understand why. So on my end here, it's like, excellent. But then sometimes it'll be in the red. But then it won't anymore. I mean, it's probably my internet signal, but... Boo to that. Alright. No more frost. Emperor Reynard, hello, my friend. No more frostbite. Yeah, not here. We'll be frostbitten tonight when we do some Friday night Frostpunk. This was the space game I had mentioned a while back that was inspired by Frostpunk. So this one is kind of like Frostpunk in space. And we're just playing through the prologue. We haven't gotten to the big story moment yet, so we're still good. Ah, here we go. Okay, so the EVA airlock. What's good about this is we can build some solar panels to increase our power output and be able to turn on more buildings and really start creating power. Because we don't have enough food at the moment. Where is our cargo ship? Oh, see, okay. I made the mistake earlier. I should have prioritized food over this stuff. Go get the food. Yeah, now it's going to go over to the food. Yeah, so one of the missions is build some more solar panels. Finish implementing the Volt engine via the build panel. Yeah. So we'll do that after we get more power. Excellent. So let's turn on some food generation. Which, yeah. And now we can build... Here it is, the Vol engine. The difficulty of this one is space management. Each sector has limited space, so each building and road must be placed if it... Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and so we have these 6 sectors we can build in, but we only want to open a sector when we're really ready. Oh. Hold on. Slothboy, what did it... Something... deleted one of your messages. Apologies. I have to fix my Streamlabs thing here. I'm going to do that after this stream, because it seems to be... $15 messages were deleted. Yeah. Alright, I gotta look at that after this. Welcome to the Team Slothwer Streamlabs F's with us. I know! So I didn't see, of course, your message. What was it? Yeah. I'm gonna... when this stream is done... I kind of forgot that it did that last time. When this stream is done, I'm gonna go into the Streamlabs thing and figure out why it's being such a jerk to everybody all the time. Oh, he cast Frostbitten. Okay, so let's see here. Alright, so we can... Okay, so we can speed up a little bit here. So now, basically what we're doing is... let's collect the rest of these resources. We need to get 100 alloys here so that I can build the Vol engine. We're going to keep the tech lab turned off because, honestly, it's kind of pointless in the beginning until we upgrade it. And we're not going to get any more tech points. And what we really want is to stockpile as much food as we can before we move on to the next chapter. Can also build... They're going to give us some more workers. So we can get a little bit of a head start on that. You know, I'm kind of disappointed that I was actually going to stream this morning some Civilization 7 in VR, because I just got it. And it was working yesterday, but today the game keeps crashing on the Oculus. I don't know if they sent out an update yesterday or something, but the game is not working at the moment. Did anyone else see the short where this guy says, I cast ball torsion? No, I didn't see that one. Alright, so let's collect. I know a blue wizard that casts fireball. It must be the same one. Oh, let's get this going. Oh wait, weren't we doing... Oh! I forgot about our thing at Saturn. Okay, well let's hear this.
Administrator, because of your continued...
We're about to hear from Elon himself.
Dolos have authorized the dispatch of new crew members and food supplies. Please ensure that they have
Oh, maybe not. I forget when he pops up here. Oh yeah, okay. Nope, not yet. Depart the solar system. So we're almost ready. We're being sent 100 workers. So let's finish building up. And actually, oops. We're also going to upgrade the solar panels. So solar panel array 2. Build some more there. Let's figure out what's going on at Saturn. A signature trace from an EKP system has been detected near Saturn. EKP technology is the exclusive property of Dolos, but records indicate that the company has not deployed any missions to this sector. This signature will soon enter the atmosphere of Saturn. Send a team to investigate. Here we go. Okay, so we can get rid of this. So our sector is starting to come together. So I'd love to get this up to 100. We'll see if we can get it up there. Once again, the prologue here, there's no real timer on it, so you can take your time, because after the prologue, you are on a type of timer. When's the boss music? Not after the prologue, we'll hear some boss music. There's nothing that's really going to go bad in here. In fact, there's an achievement for this game I want to try doing at some point. There's an achievement of try to fail in the prologue, which I want to try to do at some point. I think the way to do it is if you overwork everybody to the point that they're pissed and lose trust, then you can lose. Because there's no way to lose hull integrity. So I think that's really the only way to lose in the prologue. I have never tried it. I want to get that achievement at some point. But that day is not today. Alright, we've got a ton of workers. Might as well turn this back on. In fact, we've got a ton of workers and... well, wait. Yeah. Alloys we need to hold off on. So, we're almost ready. Yeah, many people. We've got 179 people on the ship right now. So, the way that this breaks down is... we've got 199. We've got 199 workers. 6 in space because we're still bringing people over. Oh, here we go.
Administrator, the different phases of preparation, calibration, and verification were successfully
We're growing.
completed. You must now start the Vol bonding procedure. Dolos protocols now deem you competent to gather resources, knowledge, and test colonization routines once you reach Proxima Centauri. Before you do so, Vanir Dolos,
Here he
Lartech
is.
Council founder and Dolos CEO, wants to talk to you.
Hello, Administrator. I'm glad to see that you have
This is
managed to
our
complete your
Elon.
assignments in preparation for this unique moment in history. You must understand that this is not simply another chapter in humanity's story. The book of our life on Earth is over, and we stand now at its epilogue. It saddens me to think that there are many who have yet to comprehend the reality of our situation. We've endured endless cycles of war, crisis, and famine. Still, the worst is yet to come. There are others like Dolos who have prepared for this outcome, but most of our kind remain sheltered from the horror of the predicament we find ourselves in. This pale ghost of civilization will wither and die, and with it, the tenets and values of the past. As we prepare to leave this system for the first time, perhaps we must decide which fragments we will pick up
And he
and take
loves
forward with us.
to hear the
Through
sound of his own
Dolos,
voice.
I am offering mankind an alternative means of survival. The Tycoon is a tablet upon which we will carve our new history. Do you recognize why I have done all of this? Having
I'd like to get
foreseen our
more
fate,
food
I became
here.
fixated on altering it. I set about fashioning the ropes and tying the knots that
Can
would bind
thermal
together
paste
this magnificent
protect
ship.
you from a heat stroke.
It is true that our time in this
If you're
world is
if you're a
brief,
processor
but
chip,
at least
maybe.
I can rest assured knowing that my legacy will endure for eons. Farewell, Administrator. For the few who stand in the light and the many who dwell in the dark, you carry the fate of us all.
All right, awesome, buddy. Thanks for that. All right, so we got to finish out this Saturn thing. A prototype rocket sent by the UN seems to use a variation of EKP. We have stripped it down and recovered schematics. All right, so when we collect this science and bring our science ship back, we can move the ship to the moon and take off. Let's see. So we've got 33 alloys. That's a good amount to end the prologue on. So we're not going to build anything else. Excellent. Let's bring the science ship back. Actually, we can move to the moon right now. So now we're going to move the whole ship to the moon. Whenever you do this, it is always good. So you'll see this little thing here. To just look at the outside of the ship and you get to see, I don't know, I always find this fun. There's the moon. You can watch Earth go bye-bye. Goodbye, Earth. This exterior shots of the ship are always such great graphics and everything. And now here's the moon. Alright. Alright, so we are ready to go. Yeah, I would have liked to have more food, but I think that's fine. Okay, so let's take a save. It's always good to save right before you move to a new chapter. I always do it. Stream prologue. It doesn't look aerodynamic at all, but there's no need for it to be since there's no resistance in space. Yeah, exactly. And I guess their idea is you're mainly just doing faster than light travel, so who knows what the physics of that is since we've never done it. But anyway, it's time to go. So we'll hit yes. You gotta wait for this guy to get here, and then we go.
Procedures. All ships must return to the Tycoon before Volt Jump initiation.
So I'll try not to talk through the next cinematic scene since it's basically sets up the rest of the game. So once this loads up, we can go. Commence jump. Here we go. More lag. I apologize. That'll be another thing I look into before we do our Friday night Frostpunk. Let me see. I love this, like, visualization of traveling faster than light. There's more to say about it, but not until certain plot points come about. Alright, here we go.
The Earth, our home, she is unique. Held in its bosom are the ingredients of evolution. Beyond raw survival, beyond the safety of comfort, we, humanity, pursue something greater. We have learnt, persevered, shaped our knowledge from that which is found in the furthest realms of science. However, humanity has brought destruction to the earth, polluted its blood,
We have?
choked its breath. Today we are paying the price for this. We know the taste of a dying world. But the earth is not to be our grave. A mother does not wish to see her children disappear with her. She wishes to see instead courage in her children, to carry on. Dolos carries this courage. We have gone further than any nation, moved faster than any corporation, hand in hand with those who, like us, carry that courage. The Tycoon Station is both an epilogue of these endeavors and a prologue to humanity's next steps. Our Council of Scientists leads the vanguard. They know,
So
as do we all,
self-righteous.
that the
Gotta love
survival
it.
of humanity now depends on what we glimpse out there in the dark. That we are masters of our own destiny. That we must go as a species bound together, pushing further into the unknown. We set sail on this new sea because there is hope to be found, horizons to explore, and because our very existence depends on it. I give you the stars. I give you the Vol engine.
There it is. Blasted a hole into the moon. Alright, so now this is the beginning of chapter 1. So they're going to tell us a little update about what just happened.
Full jump complete. Running preliminary diagnostics. Several anomalies detected. Multiple digital security breaches found within full jump routines. Full engine critically damaged. Hull integrity compromised. Analysis confirms discrepancies between the mission clock and the apparent advanced state of the solar system. We are receiving no communication signals from Earth. Likelihood of ongoing survival stands at approximately 7.67%. Activating Marduk survival protocols. New mission objective established. Ensure humanity's survival by finding a habitable exoplanet. Urgent issues requiring immediate attention. Increase food production output.
Yeah, ruh-roh.
Restore hull
That's not
integrity.
good. Alright, so now we can talk about... Let me pause this. We can talk about what the actual premise
A new
of
request
the game
awaits your
is.
attention.
So we basically blew a hole into the moon. We went to Proxima Centauri to do our mission, and when we came back, we discovered we came back further in the future than when we left. And so now, let's see if we can see it. There's the moon. And there's Earth. It's barren, and there's no signals coming from it. So we have to find a planet to basically colonize and live on. And we're going to get some, through this chapter, through some discoveries, we're going to get some backstory on what happened on Earth during the time period from when we left to when we got to now. So now, okay, so now hull integrity will go down. This is the big thing. We need to use alloys in the EVA airlock. Let's turn on repairs. So they're going to be using alloys to keep the hull intact. If this bar gets down to 0, the ship basically there's a breach in the ship and we lose. Also, trust is now an issue. If trust gets to 0, they boot us out of the airlock. So let's do this. Administrator, the crew are asking a lot of questions about the state of the Earth. Munchie behavioral algorithms predict a decrease in productivity of 22% if those questions go unanswered. As administrator of the Tycoon Station, you should find some answers quickly. Yeah, so we're going to send somebody to Earth. Administrator, you may have noticed that the moon has broken apart. The crew are aware of this, and many rumors are spreading throughout the station. You'll have to make an official statement. Dolos has many enemies. It's our fault. It was humanity's fate. Now, the game always has, like, the choices you make matter and has different outcomes. This one, very, very specifically, I've played this many times. It's the same no matter what you choose. So we'll just say Dolos has many enemies.
The crew's trust in your leadership is
We lose
falling.
trust. Okay. So was it Fallout War? It was a Fallout War never changes moment on Earth. Yeah. basically. You'll see in a moment too who like the kind of villain of the game is. It's a very, very funny and kind of odd thing. Let's turn the probe launcher back on. So first things first, we need to find iron so that when we get our steel mill going, we can start making it. Let's send our ship to Earth so we can start discovering what happened. And we got something here. Administrator, many of the crew are malnourished. According to Nyakan Barjaville predictive theory, productivity will soon drop by 23%. Longer-term starvation would not only increase this to 75%, but also accelerate the proliferation of deviant behavior on board the Tycoon. So we can pledge to create 40 units of food in this sector within 20 cycles, and trust will go up. I'm pretty confident we can do that, actually, so we'll do that, because we can use a little boost. Because what we need to do now is we're going to build a couple more
Science ship has
food
arrived in
producing
destination.
things. Is the CEO the villain? He is, but there's another kind of interesting villain that's gonna in these backstory things that's gonna come up.
Probe has completed its
The CEO is now the villain of humanity, basically. No signals have been received from Earth. The oceans seem to have evaporated, and the surface temperature has risen significantly since the Tycoon was last in orbit. Atmospheric readings indicate the presence of strong dust storms and dangerously high levels of carbon dioxide, radiation, and microplastics. The blue planet will never again deserve its name. So we're just going to go down these three. So investigate the Dolos headquarters. Now we're going to build a mining ship. So we can start mining resources. And yeah, and now we need another docking bay. All right. Yeah, so steel mill. So eventually we're going to get some science points. Oh yeah, and that's one of our things, the mining ship. So we need to get food production up. Food is just always an issue. Interestingly, unlike surviving Mars, oxygen isn't an issue on here. I think it's just assumed the ship just generates oxygen no matter what. So that's not a resource we have to worry about. Thank God, because eventually this game is going to get nuts. And you don't need another resource to worry about in the game. The converted oil rig which Dolos used as its state-of-the-art headquarters is gone. Only a few metal scraps remain, scattered across the expanse of dusty, cracked earth. There are no signs of survivors, but we do get 225 alloys and 45 science points. Now, investigate the personnel location. Oh, and we get... So, let's just keep the resources coming. So, I want to get carbon. Oh, yeah, here we go. Carbon and iron. So, get that going. Okay, so yeah, it says nobody got fed. So every so often there's a meal cycle. So you basically need to have enough food calculated based on your population stored in the mess hall by the end of the meal cycle. Otherwise you get this thing. I guess we missed the meal cycle last time. I don't know why. Now, during this chapter, at one point, we're going to open up the next sector, but we're going to wait a little bit, because the more sectors that are open, the more this hull integrity goes down. So we're going to try to keep just one sector for as long as we can. Oh, there are also big craters on Earth. Yeah, I think it kind of looks like it. Though the most you can really see Earth is from here. Ooh, let me zoom out. Yeah, so you can kind of see the raised implant of the continents and then where the oceans were. And then when you go to this view and you click on it, you get like a cool kind of view like this. So now each chapter is set up as basically a solar system that you're in. So this is chapter 1. We're in our system. And then by the end of the chapter, we're going to be moving on to a different system. And then that's the designation of each chapter. And there's going to be chaos that ensues.
A science ship team has completed a task.
A huge crevasse cuts through the ground where your home once stood. There's no trace of civilization, but we get more resources. Alright. Look for survivors. So we just need to get this steel mill done, so that we can start making alloys. Now, each sector can get a specialization if you build enough buildings of a certain type, and then you get certain benefits. So we're not aiming for it now, but we're keeping it in mind. that this is going to be a space specialized sector eventually. I think I saw water in the Pacific. Oh, interesting. Yeah, because it says there's no more water, there's no more atmosphere, anything. I don't think so. Eventually, one of the resources you can collect are ice, basically. And then it'll eventually be a building where you can load up water. But the water is mainly just used for when you start growing food on the ship, which we're a little far from right now. But eventually we'll have to start doing that. Alright, we got that. And then we're going to build one more. And this should be all of the food production on this sector that we need. There's one message that I need to accept. Was it out here? No, I don't see it. I don't think... Maybe I missed it. Usually if you're not sure if there's a message, you can look over here, and the numbers are placed by a magnifying glass. Oh, in chat. Oh. Oh, I need to accept. I need to accept. Yeah, wait, what? Let me allow that. It pinged that because of the word climax. That's odd. Did you know the original plan for Fallout 3, before it was sold to Bethesda, had the climax of the story set inside a space station with multiple endings, of course, and one of it was to destroy the space station, which would make multiple nukes go off on Earth once again. Oh, man. I did not know that. I love the Fallout series. I'm a big fan of that series. Did not know that, though. That is awesome.
Team has completed a task.
I would love to play that. Here we go. After a long search, we have found nothing but rubble. We've seen no signs of life, not even a corpse. The lunicalism seems to have caused a series of events that precipitated the collapse of thermo-industrial civilization. The Earth has become a toxic and arid wasteland scoured by harsh winds, now more inhospitable than Mars. The only remnant of civilization we found was a fallen stele where the city of Washington once stood. Stuck in a crevasse, it had been sheltered from the wind. A prayer imploring divine forgiveness was engraved in gold on its surface.
Administrator, a new request awaits your attention.
Okay, so now it'll collect the science, and we can start looking at everything else. Administrator, mission reports from the expedition to Earth are being discussed among the crew. The thought of having lost all loved ones left behind has destroyed morale for many of them. The symptoms of this trauma have now been collated under the medical designation Dead Earth Sickness. So here's how the game, the problems of the game compounds itself. So we've lost -1 permanent. That's over here. So right now we're at neutral. This affects trust. So we get that -1 from Dead Earth Sickness, and that'll never go away. But there are other things we can do to bring this up and bring this down. Administrator, to safeguard humanity, we must find survivors and increase the station's population. We do not have time to go through the classic reproductive cycle of your species. Adding new members to the Tycoon's crew will have a positive impact on morale. Cryonic stasis, a practice pioneered by Dolos, was in growing use even before we left the solar system. There is a very high likelihood that cryonic pods containing survivors await discovery. So, we can increase the number of people on the ship by finding these little cryonic pods, and there's a building that we can research that'll basically thaw those people out. Anyway, I'm going to resume writing very soon, as I'm almost done with planning the layout of the most important place. Is this for your Frostpunk mod? Glad to hear you're still creating more lore for it. Ah, yes, we got the steel mill. Okay, now we need the battery. So once we can research everything here, first thing we're gonna do is research. Oh no, your book. I'm sorry. That's right, your book. Yes. Oh, nice. So almost done with planning the layout of the most. Oh, excellent. Glad to hear it's coming along. No, we're still doing that. How are we on resources? Plenty to mine. So let's start getting another point of interest to look at. So we'll do that. Can we make another solar panel yet? Never sleep on the solar panels. No, not yet. Right. Let's see here. Alright. Yeah, we need this to finish so that we can start sending more ships out there. So, every so often, some buildings have this waste cycle. They build up waste, so you gotta wait this much time for them to clear the waste before it can continue. Though, we're going to be able to do something about that in a little bit. So let's build a steel mill. So here's one of the things. So we are gonna build the steel mill right here. This is temporary. Oh, come on. Because the first sector we're going to open eventually is Sector 2, and this will become our industry sector. And so we'll move it over there. But for now, we build the steel mill here so that we can start creating it. But we're building this with the idea that we're going to tear this down before the end of this chapter. Yeah, Administrator, Sector 1 has almost reached its maximum structural load. With more infrastructure surely needed soon, a new sector will need to be unlocked. Originally, sectors were programmed to automatically unlock after completion of the mission to Proxima Centauri. With the change of the Tycoon's mission objective, this restriction could be bypassed by manually overriding gateway lock algorithms. So, this is a general tip. Never unlock the new sector at this point when they ask you. When you unlock the sector, the hull integrity is going to go down even more. And you're not going to have enough infrastructure built up to counter it. So, hold on to that. Oh, okay, Slothboy. Yeah, thanks for stopping in and chatting and everything. Nice to see you. Hopefully I catch you tonight for some Friday Night Frostpunk. But, yeah, either way, have a great rest of your day.
Power supply.
Oop. I'm always so bad with the power stuff. What is it I just built? Oh, that's right, the docking bay.
Power restored.
Alright, we'll figure that out. Yeah, when you do that now, it gives you this one. Administrator, the Tycoon has suffered an overload. During the conception of this mission, many plans for prototype buildings were stored in my memory. With knowledge gathered by our exploration teams, we can adapt them. Stanford's team lacked field data to make these plans viable, yet we can realize their full potential. Batteries will allow the Tycoon to function on an auxiliary circuit when the energy supply system fails. So we need to build some batteries. So basically, we're running out of coal. Oh no! What's funny, though, is when you build batteries, it doesn't protect you from the power overloads. You build the batteries so that you can move the ship around the solar system. Because when you move the ship, all the power goes to the engine. And so the rest of the ship runs on batteries. But we'll get to that eventually. Okay. So, we can move the Newton over here. Alright. How are we on housing? Perfect. Are there... Yeah, we got... Okay, so we got a lot of these. Yeah, so we need another cargo ship. So what can we turn off? We need 14 power. What can... Oh, we can turn this guy off for now. Yeah, we need one more. Yeah, these guys... Okay, we'll just have a couple homeless people for now. And you can... Oh. I messed up on that one. Okay. So start building us that.
The science ship has arrived at its destination.
We need you to start collecting some of these. So bring them back over here. So this is that ship in the prologue that we were getting food from. Our sensors have detected the Urshanabi. The ship is broken in two and is not transmitting any signals. The phrase, "whoever helps Dolos is an enemy of humanity," has been daubed in large letters on the wreck of the Urshanabi. Mummified bodies have been attached to its hull. Yeah, so anybody associated with Dolos were like hunted down, and bad things happened to them. Alright. Oh, let's make sure this doesn't turn on when it's done being built. Now, you can have resources stocked up in the docking bay, but if the docking bay completely gets full, nothing can be unloaded. So you do always run into that issue. Here we go. So let's get our other ship going. And let's build... Well, wait, let's wait till that other ship is done before we start building the next one. Perfect. Now...
The science ship team has completed a task.
Let's build the next solar panel so that we can get more power and start turning things on. The ship was full of food. I hope the expiration date hasn't passed. Everything is ready for extraction. Excellent. Okay. So once we get this solar panel, this new solar panel, we can start. We can turn this on to start collecting iron, and then eventually turn this on, so we can start making alloys. So we are gonna start running out soon unless we start making some. Let's speed up here. Good. Okay. So our new ship. So you will go back to getting iron. You will collect this stuff. Oh, what's this?
Administrator, we are picking up a Dolos emergency frequency broadcasting from the facility Outer Hope. Dolos protocol dictates that in the event of a major systems failure, administrators must contact the nearest Dolos site immediately.
Yeah.
Outer
Go.
Hope Station is
Still more.
likely to have both the materials and expertise required to repair the damage that the Vol engine has sustained.
So this is that station in the prologue we went to that we got the Naomi protocol from. Alright, so let's turn this on. Let's turn... Yeah, we can turn this on for now. We don't have the iron yet, though. But our ship should start collecting it. Oh, alright. Gotta keep researching. Gotta keep researching. We have the battery. Oh, the cryonic center. So this is the building that eventually, when we start finding some people pods, it'll allow us to thaw them out. Oh, and we can turn this back on. Okay. Yeah, our science ship can go that way. Let's make sure we have a couple more points of interest that we can go to. Basically, every planet in this solar system will be a point of interest, so we need to get all of them. Okay, food we're doing... well, we could do better. I suppose... temporarily. So this will be a temporary one.
Has arrived at its destination.
We're going to... where do we want to put it? Because this is one we're not going to be keeping. Yeah, we'll just put it here for now. Until we can get a little more food production set up. Alright, so let's see what's happening at Venus. Probe data has revealed mining and industrial infrastructure below the surface of Venus. According to reports from the exploration team, the subterranean site consists of mining infrastructure and a large assembly line. Many embalmed bodies were found in the area. The line seems to have been originally used to fabricate solar sails. Tycoon engineers suggest that, with minor repairs, it could be restarted. So yeah, let's restart it, and we'll use the new ship. Yeah. Because I want the Wallow. The Wallow is the one that's going to get us iron. And I want Wallow to be doing that. Speaking of which, where is Wallow? Oh, it's getting... oh. Yeah, okay. I want you to do that as a secondary, because we need to start getting all of this iron. Let's find more iron. Here we go. Wherever. Oop, there we go. Ooh, and a little bit of ice crystals. Okay. Oh, we got tons of that. So, why don't we make... oh yeah, we need a second mining ship. And we'll make more solar panel. Might as well do it now while the resources are low. Okay. So we're in a pretty good spot right now. It's still early though. Oh, what's the new thing we can build? Oh yeah, the batteries. Yeah, so eventually we're going to start building some batteries over here. We don't need them yet, so we're going to hold off. We'll need them before the end of the chapter, but we'll hold off on that. Alright, how many points of interest do we have? So we're going to have 2, so that's good. How much mining do we have?
probe has completed its scan.
Alright, good. Oop. Alright. You can see now, so now we're in extra hours. Okay, so we got the cryonics pod. So now let's research. The alternative life center, because that is going to help with morale. Alright, and you... yeah. So we have one that has the priority of iron, and one that has a priority of carbon. We can now build the cryonics center. So when we start finding some people pods, we can do this.
Administrator, a new request awaits your attention.
Oh, alright, well let's... Oh, okay. So things will break down sometimes. You need to click that thing to repair it.
In the Tycoon.
Administrator, an accident has occurred in the following building stockpile. Small Stanford Nile Klein projections indicate that poor working conditions and power overloads can cause accidents. It should also be taken into consideration that larger buildings are more likely to have more serious accidents. So pleasure repair it, because yeah, we're doing that right now. So this is the danger of overworking people, is that accidents will arise more often. When accidents happen, people have to get injured and put in the infirmary, so they can't work for a period of time. So when you look at your workers here, you can see 2 workers are injured, meaning we're 2 workers down. Along with being in extra hours lowers trust a little bit. Now, I forget where I always want to put this thing. Yeah, not there. Not there either. Was it over here? Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Okay. So we'll put this here. And in terms of being efficient, we'll put the stockpile for it right here. And then eventually this will be the actual crossroad for this section. So we're going to get this built up, because eventually we're going to start finding frozen people out there. And let's build another science ship. And more solar panels. So the idea with the solar panels is... Oh yeah, that's a lot. So the more you build, the higher the production cost is. So you see the first one cost us like 10, this one cost us 15. Now we're at 45 and 1. I think we can hold off on that. Although, no. Why hold off? Why hold off? We're going to need it. So do it now. But I think that's it for now. Okay. Oh, we need to build 2 batteries. So we'll build our 2 batteries over here. Oh yeah, that's right. No. We want to build the road like this, because then 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. We can fit 2 more stockpiles there. So we needed to build a road going here because this battery is not connected to a road. So we needed a road somewhere, and so that's why we put it there. And As you can see, we're doing well on food, but eventually as the population goes up... Oh yeah, and now we're building alloys in our little factory here. So that'll be done in a moment. And we'll have a second science ship to work with. Now, in these docking bays, you can also store ships and build more. So if we need a different arrangement, like in here, we have one cargo ship, one mining, one science. Say we're kind of done with science for a little bit, and we want another cargo ship, we can just store this ship and build another cargo ship and put them out there. That's not something we need to do right now. Alright. So we've got our next science ship, the Tesla. Oh, God. Oh. Oof, I forgot. We don't have another point of interest. I was slacking on that. So let's get it. Okay, so when that's done... Oh, we do. Well, we still need that anyway. It wasn't a waste. So let's send the Tesla over to Saturn.
A science ship team has completed a task.
Excellent. Alright, let's see what that has for us. The assembly line has been repaired. The machines belong to the UN and are clearly more advanced than our systems. They are fully automated, and our team has been able to use them to prepare a number of resources for extraction. During the repair process, an engineer discovered a number of inscriptions written by Elixies. He speaks of the time as administrator of Neptune's Hyperlux station, the Thiaki, and expresses regret over the fate of the station's residents. He used the line to repair elements of his ship so that he could reach the headquarters of the Black Market Society. And so we get 25 people pods. So let's get that. Get more people in our lives. We can turn this off for now, because we don't have any people. And we can turn this off until our ships go and get the people. Now, one thing that's nice is the batteries don't require employees, so we can build those without having to worry about that. So our food production is now really doing well. So it can hold 5 food at a time. You know what we should do, until we get those people pods, let's just store the food so that we can clear the bays of these guys so that they can keep producing. Although, no, I won't do that yet. I'll wait till they actually have their 5 there. Okay. So, the Newton is standing by, so you can go to Mercury, collect that science. And we should discover another point of interest. Okay. Oh, that's right. We need something to store the carbon. So that's why we have this. All right. What's the new thing we can build? Yeah, the Alternative Life Center. So we can place this where we want it to be, which is right here. But let's pause construction because I don't want to send the alloys to it yet. But we can hold its spot right there. Now, I feel like I always put the cryonic center somewhere else, but maybe
A science
not.
ship has arrived at its destination.
Okay, let's go take a look at that science ship. I don't know why I'm blanking on where I put my cryonic center. A structure belonging to the Black Market Society has been discovered on Titan, Saturn's largest moon. Although severely damaged, the site seems to still be active. Surface scans indicate the BMS station extends deep below the surface of Titan. Further data is not available due to the site firing upon the Tycoon's probe as it approached. The Tesla is maintaining orbit around Titan at a safe distance. Let's make contact. Yeah, okay. Now, let me figure this out. Why am I blacking on this? Oh, yes, that's right. I see what I did here. Okay. We're going to make a change. Okay, yeah. So we're going to get rid of this. We have to turn this guy around. I forgot. My own design. Like I said, when you get rid of something, you don't lose any of the resources, so that's good. Also, all right. How's our mining? Yeah, so we need more carbon. So let's find another carbon deposit for our ships to go get. Yeah, let's do it right there. It's got nowhere to put the food. Okay, so... Wait, are we getting... Yeah, we're getting those. Okay. So let's turn this on. And let's build...
A probe has completed its scan.
Oh, the probe completed its scan. Yeah, we're good on that. Yeah, so we want to move population. Yeah, the cryonic center right here. Because that'll leave us what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. By 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, let's see what Tesla did. Ooh. After receiving no response to communication attempts, the team landed the Tesla and advanced towards the complex. Security protocols in place. The defenses activated briefly and fired on the team. Fortunately, there seems to have been little remaining power and they quickly shut down. Entering the complex, the team were attacked by strange animals. Recorded footage from the mission shows an emaciated simian amalgam. The team repelled the attack with improvised weapons, and the creatures retreated. Unfortunately, no samples could be recovered. Venturing further into the complex, unsettling works of art and esoteric writing were discovered. Although the station is still pressurized, progress was made difficult due to the lack of any artificial gravity. In addition, a giant fungus has spread throughout the complex, releasing huge volumes of spores into the local atmosphere. Within what appears to be the main entrance hall, a bronze statue of MARTA council member Giovanni Battista has been erected. Inconsistencies in the reports from different members of the exploration team suggest that recorded information may not be entirely accurate. Any conclusions drawn must be discounted. So Giovanni Battista was that guy in the prologue that we spoke to who was eating an apple while he spoke to us very rudely. So that's that guy. So let's go further into the station. Okay, there we go. So now let's turn this around. Oh, wait. No, that's not going to work. I just wasted time doing that. I'm trying to reorganize these. Yeah, that's what I thought. This was the design I had. So, whatever. Just build that back up. We don't lose any resources on it. Okay. So now we can turn this on. Problem is we don't have 15. I don't want to go to... If we turn this on... Okay. So we're kind of good. So let's thaw out 15 people here. And put them to work. Alright. So we only got a couple minutes left of the stream. But we have a couple minutes left. And we're going to need more housing for these new people that are coming, so we might as well finish off this here. Currently, we have, we can fit 4, and this will add 30. Oh, what am I doing? We're not researching. Gotta keep researching. Let's research the memorials so we can build that. I feel like
An accident has occurred in the Tycoon.
where is it? Oh, right there. Okay. If we put... Yeah. Now, the memorials, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We won't be able to put it there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, we'll be able to fit it in there at a different point. We now have the ice crystals. We need to find a place for them. Now, something I'm trying to hold space for, and something that's really helpful to use, is on the Ixion wiki. You look at the buildings page, you can look at what the footprint of buildings will be, because in the game they don't show you until you research them. So the internal footprint of the DLS listening, which is a building we don't have yet, but I want to hold space for it. Yeah, 5 by 7. 4, 5. Yeah, that's right. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Or we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's the problem. We'll be wasting 2 spots. I thought I usually put it around here.
A science ship team has completed a task.
Alright, well, we'll come back to it. Venturing deeper within, the team of the Tesla reached a construction site, deserted and almost entirely frozen. Several possible storage areas have been identified but are blocked by ice. The team could try to break through the ice or restart the station's heating systems in an attempt to thaw out the complex. In one of the storage areas, through the transparency of the ice, a preserved corpse can be seen. So we are just going to break through the ice. All right. So, unfortunately, I am at the time that I have to stop for today. So this was a good start. I'm going to try to come back to this Friday mornings until we finish the story. It's very fitting, I think, on Friday night Frostpunk to do Friday afternoon Ixion, since the games are so, or one is inspired by the other. So look out for this, for the continuation of this next Friday afternoon. So thanks for everybody who's watching. I'll be back on later tonight for some Friday night Frostpunk. Starts at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, so wherever you are in the world, that's about 7.5 hours from now. So later tonight, join me for some more some Frostpunk, or Frostpunk 2, I should say. All right, thanks for watching, and I'll see everybody next time.